Hey, good morning. Hi, this is Dan Nolan, the managing broker of EXIT Realty Solutions out of Indiana, also proudly serving Illinois. This dual state licensing thing is really coming in handy. If you're considering making a career advancement in your business, think about another state license. We live right on the border. I mean, it makes when you think about it, yeah, maybe it does make sense to maybe expand your horizons a little bit by just coming over maybe 20, 30 miles. It can happen, right? So, yeah, handing over the key to the next chapter never gets old, especially if you're working in two states. So, we'll go with that, okay? We'll go with that. So, today we're going to have a couple of things that we're going to cover. A lot of this is about what's going on in today's marketplace. I'm hoping that you get a chance to just give me 1 minute to help you focus on your business, sharing the information with your clients, and building a working schedule that works for you. But it can be done. And we're going to go through some of that. If you haven't been as active as you would like to be, there are ways for you to work on building things with the tools you already have. One of the best things that I have seen come through the system is something I did in my last listing. It was a very busy listing. It went through showing time, and I was able to connect and make known various features in the house that they should be showing off. I was actually coaching the buyer's agent into what to look for so that they can turn into Vanna White and say, "Ooh, look at this brand new fridge." If you bring something to the attention of the buyer's agent, it will go to the consumer every time. So, what I did was with every accepted appointment, I had pre printed what I would like them to show about the house, why it has benefits, and to give me feedback whenever they have a chance to. They typically called instead of giving feedback through the computer system. I really liked the one on one touch. They liked it as well. And I was able to tell a couple of people, hey, I like the way you do your business. If you ever think about a change, make me your first call. Those are the things that build your business. If you are looking for a referral based business where you don't have to put signs in yards anymore, you're in the right place. Exit has it down. But there are some things that you can do. And and I encourage you, if you on your next closing, get a box of 500 thank you cards and make it a habit to send at least a card out a day. Those little connections in the long run really does build your business. If you're afraid of working on social media, you can either hire somebody or you maybe make a Facebook page that doesn't have that only has your contact info and it's not your personal page. There's some things that you can do for your business that makes sense and makes it safe for you to do it. Not going to get successful if you're not going to do the work. But yes, everything should be like a wheel. We just roll it every day, including staying in contact with each other. Whether you're doing 50 houses a year or 5 houses a year, we have things going on that you need to stay aware of. And I'd appreciate a phone call every once in a while that says, "Yeah, I'm going to be at that event on the 8th." We'll make sure that you get full publicity out of it. We do a lot of social events with the idea it's a networking event for you. So you're going to see us being a little bit more busier than you would expect, but that's because we want you successful. So going forward here, what happened last month? What So just taking a look at this chart, thought I'd give you a minute to take a look at this. Case-Shiller measures home values. It's just an aggregator. They take all the numbers across the nation and figure things out. One of the things that the Fed watches is the National Price Index. As you can see, the index has been going up in recent months. That means that prices are still going up. Now, remember, we've talked about this before. Inflation is a significant problem with the Federal Reserve. They'd like to get it back to 2%. One of the bigger inflation numbers within that overall picture is housing. Housing has been on fire probably, I would like to say 5 years. I want to say 6, but we're finally making those corrections and kind of leveling out the housing sector. However, it's not working. So we are watching this because it's an inflation gauge. Should interest rates rise again like they did last week, it's going to put a lot of people on the sidelines because we're going to be closer to G's. I want to say 7.5% isn't unusual at this point. With GDP starting to be on the increase, that means people are getting money. It's putting more. It could likely put more money into the system, moving the inflation gauge up a little bit. So we're watching GDP, and we're also watching what the landlords are thinking. Would you believe that 52% of all landlords, SMB means small, medium businesses, the mom and pop shops. We're not talking about the Black Rocks, the Invitation Homes, American Homes for Rentings. We're talking the normal average investor who buys and holds and rents and does their thing. 52% are thriving, which is up 4% from last month. It's an indication that the landlords are starting to recover and they're actually starting to sow a little wheat that they've never had before. It's probably going to be a trend where rents will eventually whittle themselves down, but they're not going to come right now. It's just not going to happen. They're not giving it up now that they have it. So expect that to happen. Last week, the interest rate across the nation was 6.95. Today, it's 7.2. So we are looking at an increasing. It's the effect of the Fed. It's starting to trickle in from the last increase, not the one from last week. It's a lagging indicator. So do expect to see some fluctuations in not just the bonds, but in the interest rates that are on the streets. They should be, your clients should be aware that they are allowed to shop around for rates. They should be looking for good service with a rate that is that helps it become affordable. Because remember, the mortgage fees also affect the sales price, which also affect the overall payment, which is what the client is looking at. So watching your costs, even on the loan side, is a good first offense when you're working with the buyer. And they should know that you're out there scouring and watching. So if there is a deal out there, and I would consider, you know what, I would consider a deal right now. I would consider a purchase with a lender if he promised in 2 years, in 2 to 3 years, a free refinance where they just pick up the appraisal or they pick up the lender's fees. Something of that nature would be a good deal right now. That way you can have what you have. And as we saw with home values increasing, you got appreciation in your property if you picked it right. Yeah, that we still do that part. But knowing that interest rates and their payments are getting a little out of line with reality is difficult to work around. It's not impossible. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take a look at an opportunity for you to grow yourself. Now that we've talked about growing the business through the market, we have a training that's going to be local. If you haven't met Rick O'Neill, Rick is one of the OGs of training, and we're lucky to have him with Exit. He's very easy to work with, and he's really, if you like the likes of Tom Hopkins, and he's got a little bit of Tom Ferry in him. There's a lot of things he brings to the table to help you organize yourself and your business for a higher success rate. He is coming to town in September. He's going to be over at SB's office. He's going to be over at out in LaGrange. What we would like you to do is consider going. This is one of the building blocks of your business experience is knowing what's important, what's not important, and how to create business in the moment in handling things as they come up. Now, that's a well rounded individual altogether. Not only that, this is the kind of training that helps you not just in real estate, but like with your kids or with your mom or with your dad or, difficult conversations you need to have with hard to deal with clients. It becomes easy when you have the confidence and the know-how. This is a really easy business once you have the know-how. So take a look at keeping your schedule open for September 7th and 8th. I would like to have everyone out there, but this is your building blocks to your business that you need to take. I'm sorry if they didn't tell you that training is sometimes at a higher level when you were taking your real estate test, but this is the real world. This is how it's really done. So, getting that out of the way, I do want you to think about it though. If you got the time to take it off, build your business, you'll come back much better. I would rather have you go to Rick O'Neill than to go to a Tony Robbins. That's just a rah-rah class. This is an actual build your business class. So, all right. Just got this in today. Existing home sales. The total number of homes fell 12.9% in 2023, and then climbed by 15.5 in 2020. So they're predicting a dip for now, and they're expecting it to not only fully recover, but then some. So if you are in the business, you are in the right place. You're just going to learn how it feels and looks when it's a really economy. This is something that you'll be able to share with your clients down the road. This is what it takes to get through one of these dips. Knowing what it is, and taking action with it. New home sales, I can't tell you how much you're missing the boat if you're not looking at new home sales, talking to builders. As you know, we're a member of the Builders Association. We're actually going to be sponsoring the October event. I'll have more information as I develop it, but I'm really pumped about the new home industry. It's up 92%. If you haven't been watching, they are building smaller homes. However, as you saw in the numbers, they're still getting more and more expensive. However, they are building smaller homes. And what they have been doing is getting rid of some of the old ideas that we had from 2020 where 1,500 square feet wasn't enough. We got to have 2,500. Well, the average home that they have been building is about 2,500 square feet. I used to live with 5 people in a 15 square foot house. We had enough room to move around. It was good enough. Okay, I could have used some storage. Okay, maybe 2,000, but it was like too much to do a 2,000 square foot house at the time. I settled for 1,500 and lived with it. But it is expected to continue to fall as we need more homes, we need more land, and we're going to need to kind of squeeze it a little bit. I'm not saying go condos and that squeeze, but expect lot sizes to be a little bit smaller, homes to be a little bit smaller, and prices to remain on the increase as demand hasn't gone away. And that's one of the problems that the government's having. It just won't go away. As a matter of fact, the demand for homes in the Midwest was up 77 to a 77.6 rating, which was up 4.5%. So things are still moving in the market. So I hope you understand that's what we do here. We stay in touch with each other, we stay in tune with each other, and we have some fun along the way. If you have any questions regarding anything that you've seen or would like to discuss sales strategies, how to fill out a form that you've never seen before, as a matter of fact, go into Dotloop this weekend and take a look around at the new platform. There are help videos in the help section that really makes it easy, but we are transforming over to Dotloop as of this month. So take a look at that. If you have any feedback on anything that you've seen, you know my number is 847 508 0652, and I'll be glad to work things out with you. I just want you rich. You have a good afternoon. I'll see you soon.